Hello friends, welcome to week 11 of our MOOC on climate change and disaster risk management. I am Prerak Mittal and I am glad to have you with me as we begin a brand new unit that focuses on something very simple yet extremely powerful: communication. In earlier weeks, we discussed how institutions, laws, and global frameworks shape disaster management. But even the best plans cannot save lives unless people know what to do, when to do it, and how to stay safe. That is where media becomes our strongest partner. Today, in Unit 11.1, we will explore how radio, television, and community media help spread awareness and guide people during emergencies. And as we go through this unit, I want you to think about a simple idea. Information itself can save lives. Let's begin. Why media matters in disaster preparedness? Whenever a disaster strikes, the first thing people need is clear and timely information. Should they evacuate? Which roads are safe? Where are shelters located? What precautions should they take? Media answers these questions in ways that reach millions of people quickly and simply. Whether it is a radio announcement during a cyclone, a TV weather bulletin before a flood, or a loudspeaker message in a village, every form of media helps make people aware, prepared, and confident. In a diverse country like India, where languages, landscapes, and access levels vary widely, these traditional media channels play an especially important role. Radio, the lifeline during emergencies. Let's start with radio, one of the oldest communication tools and still one of the most reliable. Even today, radio reaches places where phone networks fail and electricity cuts off. A small battery-powered radio in someone's home can become their only connection to the outside world during heavy rains, storms, or cyclones. So how does radio help? Early warnings. Stations like All India Radio broadcast updates from India Meteorological Department, that is IMD. If a cyclone is approaching, radio alerts reach fishermen at the sea, farmers in villages, and families in remote areas. Simple and clear safety messages. Radio explains how to prepare an emergency kit, how to secure livestock, or when to evacuate, all in local languages. Third, trust and familiarity. People often trust radio voices they hear every day. A local announcer speaking in the local dialect feels relatable and reassuring in moments of fear. Fourth, real-time updates. Radio provides minute-by-minute information when other networks may be down. During Cyclone Falin in Odisha, for example, radio played a huge role in moving people to safe shelters and preventing major loss of life. So even in today's digital world, radio remains a backbone of disaster communication. Television, bringing clarity through visuals. Television adds something radio cannot: visuals. A single image of a rising river, a storm's path, or a rescue operation can communicate what words alone sometimes cannot. TV help preparedness in many ways. Weather bulletins. TV channels explain hazards with maps, animations, and clear visuals. During monsoon season, many families depend on daily weather updates to plan travel, farming, or school routines. Demonstration and how-to guides. Whether it's showing how to build a simple emergency kit or how to stay safe during an earthquake, TV can visually teach steps in an easy to understand manner. Expert explanations. Meteorologists, NDRF officers, and district officials often appear on television to speak directly to the public in simple language. Live coverage during floods, landslides, or storms. TV channels provide real-time information that helps communities understand what is happening and what action to take. During the 2018 Kerala floods, for instance, TV visuals helped authorities identify areas where people were stranded and needed urgent rescue. Television makes disaster visible, and that visibility helps people prepare better. Community media, the last mile messenger. Now let's talk about community media, the communication that happens right where people live. These can include community radio, panchayat announcements, local cable networks, temple or mosque loudspeakers, village notice boards, auto rickshaw messages, volunteers spreading warnings door to door. Community media is close to the people. It speaks in their local dialect, understands their local risks, and uses examples from their everyday lives. Why is this important? Because local voices are trusted. During stressful situations, people are more likely to act quickly when instructions come from familiar community leaders, teachers, youth volunteers, or local broadcasters. For example, in many coastal villages of Tamil Nadu and Odisha, temple loudspeakers and auto announcements guide people during tsunami or cyclone drills. In Uttarakhand, community radio broadcasts landslide and rainfall warnings in local languages that people understand easily. Community media fills the gap that national media may miss, especially for vulnerable or remote populations. Bringing it all together, a connected communication system. When radio, TV, and community media all work together, disaster preparedness becomes stronger and faster. Imagine this. A warning begins with IMD. TV broadcasts the cyclone path. Radio repeats safety instructions every 15 minutes. Local volunteers go door to door confirming that people have reached shelters. This multi-layered communication network ensures that no one is left behind. And remember, preparedness is not just about warnings. It's about year-round awareness, drills, safety tips, educational programs, and community training. Media keeps these conversations alive long before a disaster arrives. So friends, today we explored how simple tools like radio, television, and community messages play a powerful role in keeping people safe. They spread accurate information, build trust, guide communities during uncertainty, and ensure that warnings reach even the most remote corners of our country. In our next unit, Unit 11.2, we will move from traditional media to something more modern and fast-moving, that is, social media. We'll see how real-time updates, mobile alerts, and online platforms support rescue and relief operations, and also learn how misinformation can create new challenges. I look forward to explore that with you. Until then, stay aware, stay informed, and remember, knowledge is one of the strongest tools we have in reducing disaster risk. Thank you and see you in the next session.